Imagine disappearing from your life for 12 years. No calls, no texts, no sightings, no body. Your family and friends believe you're dead. The police have closed your case. Then, one day, you show up, trying to solve the mystery of your own disappearance. And the craziest part, this story is real. If you're brave enough, stick with me to the end, because the final revelation will make you question the very nature of your own memories. In 2005, a 32-year-old man from New York named Jason Miskelly left his home after a completely normal day at work and simply vanished. The police found his car abandoned near the Hudson River. His wallet was still inside. His cell phone was dead. The keys were in the ignition. These are classic, textbook red flags. Everyone, from law enforcement to the public, quickly assumed it was a suicide. The problem was, a body was never found. The Hudson River was searched extensively, but there was no sign of Jason. As the months turned into years, the case went cold. Jason's parents never fully recovered from the loss. His name became just another file in a dusty cabinet. A ghost story whispered among old friends. But this is where the story takes its first bizarre turn. In 2008, 3 years after Jason vanished, a truck driver in Ohio called the police. He claimed he had given a ride to a hitchhiker who looked exactly like Jason Miskelly. Same face, same voice, even the same nervous laugh that his friends remembered so well. Police were intrigued and followed up on the lead, but when they questioned the truck driver again, he suddenly changed his story, claiming he must have been mistaken. The case died again. It was clear that someone was hiding something, but who and why? The mystery only deepened. Fast forward 9 more years to 2017. Jason's best friend, a man named Ethan, is having breakfast in a quiet diner in Pennsylvania, hundreds of miles from where Jason disappeared. Suddenly, a man walks in. Ethan's heart stops. It's him, same face, though his hair is older, and he now has a beard. It's Jason. Ethan stands up and calls out his name. The man doesn't react. He just pays his bill at the counter and runs out the door. Ethan, stunned, immediately contacted the police. They checked the diner's security footage, but it was conveniently deleted that very afternoon. It was as if a ghost had just passed through, leaving no trace. What was Jason so afraid of? Or more chillingly, who was he afraid of? The strange events didn't stop there. A year later, in 2018, Ethan received a phone call from an unknown number. He answered, and a hushed voice whispered on the other end. The voice said, "Don't look for me again. I don't want to remember." Then, click. The line went dead. Ethan, shaken, turned the recording of the call over to the authorities. Voice analysis experts examined it, and the results were staggering. A 99% match to the voice of Jason Miskelly from old home videos. Watch till the end. The final reveal is insane. He was alive. He was aware people were looking for him, and he wanted them to stop. Then, in 2020, the story reached its unbelievable climax. Jason Miskelly walked into a police station in Florida. He looked confused and scared. He approached the front desk and said, "I think someone is looking for me. My name might be Jason, but I'm not sure." He had no ID, no documents, no memory of his life before the year 2010. For the last decade, he believed his name was Jacob Miller. He'd been working small jobs, had a girlfriend, and was building a new life, completely unaware that he already had one waiting for him. Doctors were baffled. They eventually diagnosed him with dissociative fugue, an extremely rare psychiatric condition where the brain essentially erases your identity and creates a new one as a defense mechanism to escape unbearable trauma. But here's the part that makes no sense. Jason had no history of trauma. His life before 2005 was perfectly normal. No abuse, no financial ruin, no near-death experiences. And then, investigators found the kicker. Jason had surgical scars on his body that he couldn't explain, scars that did not exist before he vanished. What on earth happened to him during those missing years? Determined to find answers, Jason hired a private investigator to solve the puzzle of his own disappearance. Together, they started to piece together his lost decade. They discovered he had traveled through at least 7 different states, always paying with cash and using various different names. One detail stood out. His movements often kept him near military bases. Was that just a coincidence? Maybe. But it seemed highly unlikely. The investigator also uncovered a hospital record from 2012. It showed Jason had been admitted with complete amnesia following what was described only as a classified accident. Classified? Why would a civilian's accident be classified? As the investigation continued, Jason started to experience flashes of memory, not of his old life, but of a time he was missing. He saw bright lights, a sterile room. He heard people speaking in codes he didn't understand, and he felt the sharp sting of a needle entering his neck. The memories were fragmented, terrifying, and felt more like a sci-fi movie than a real-life event. He then told his investigators something that sent a chill down his spine. "I think I wasn't supposed to survive." The very next day, Jason disappeared again, but this time his disappearance was caught on camera. Security footage from outside the investigator's office showed a man in a dark suit approaching Jason. They spoke for a moment, and then Jason calmly got into a black SUV with him, and they drove away. When police examined the footage, they found something disturbing. The faces of the man in the suit and the driver were blurred by some kind of advanced visual distortion. It was as if the footage had been professionally altered before the police ever got their hands on it. Almost immediately, the private investigator's case was shut down. He was served with an order to hand over all his files, which were then sealed by federal authorities. The official trail for Jason Miskelly went cold for the final time. Today, Jason is a paradox. He is legally dead under his original name, but he is also legally alive under another identity, a ghost in the system. 2 names, 1 man, and 0 answers. His parents still believe he's out there somewhere, but that he's not allowed to come home. This story raises a terrifying question. If this could happen to him, why couldn't it happen to any of us? One day you're living your life, and the next, you're a stranger to yourself. Your past erased. So what do you think happened to Jason Do you think he was running from something in his past? Or was he taken and used in some kind of secret experiment? Drop your theory in the comments below. I want to hear what you think. And if you love real mysteries that make you question everything, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started. Thanks for watching.